last few days have been quite pleasant, mainly because the weather's been really nice. You know, I had a few beers in the house, though I've run out of beer, so I might end up getting a little bit stressed out. No, to be fair, I'm not enjoying not working. Mainly because my girlfriend, she's calling out and dealing with... She's essentially a frontline worker, dealing with people for the NHS. You know, they're dealing with their own crisis, and then she has to come home, go to bed, wake up, and then do it again. And that makes me feel quite guilty. But I am, essentially. I mean, I could sleep until noon if I wanted, and then, you know, take my time. I've got nothing to do. But with that in mind, I've actually just agreed to volunteer with a kitchen, cooking supplies for medical staff. And that's starting tomorrow morning. I know it's not strictly self-isolating, but I feel as if you're gonna leave the house, it needs to be for necessary reasons. And to be honest, I think cooking food for NHS staff, for medical staff, that's a pretty good reason.
I live in the countryside, so there hasn't really been that much to... and also, obviously, having a baby 2 weeks ago, I've been in the house by myself. But I'm more concerned about my partner because he has to go to work and use public transport because we don't have a car. So yeah, I'm more concerned about him picking something up and bringing it home. But I don't think if I get it I'm going to die or anything. It's more if I'm going to be well enough to look after the baby. And my mum, she used to come round quite a lot to help with the baby before it got so serious, so I'm worried about her getting ill too.
A lot of ups and a lot of downs. I think in the first week of lockdown I cried every night. No, not the first week, the first 2 weeks I cried every night. It was difficult though. It's tricky. My mum, she wasn't isolating with anyone, so she was on her own, and that was really hard, and I think I really struggled with that, kind of feeling guilty that I didn't go. I live about 5 hours from where she lives, so it was tricky. I don't drive. But when it was announced that we're going into lockdown, I don't think anyone knew kind of how long we'd be in it for. So I had a lot of guilt. But she's fine. And the lockdown itself has been interesting because, you know, you have some days where you think that it's just amazing and you've got all this time that you never had before, and what are you going to do with it? And you know, where everyone's baking and becoming artists and, you know, all sorts, and exercising a lot more. I mean, I bought a yoga mat, which I have used. But it's just been interesting, hasn't it? I don't think anyone will ever forget these days, months that we've all been through together. So yeah, I guess that's something that kind of kept me going, knowing that everyone was in the same boat and everyone was in it together, and it was a worldwide fight against it.